Welcome to creating a spacefaring abomination in Starfield. Vegetable. In my opinion, having a streamlined, smooth, sensible and good-looking spaceship is massively overrated. When it comes to this game's customization, there are two types of people. The people who make snazzy-looking space vessels that can do cool stuff, optimized for the maximum jump distance with 100 mobility. And then there's the category of people that make the most cursed vehicles known to man. They're heavy, hideous, and the interiors are total mazes, and they make the experience a total nightmare. And whilst I can appreciate a well thought out, well designed, streamlined vessel, I also have a soft spot for the Peugeot 1007. So today we're going to hop into the shipbuilder and craft something utterly diabolical. And then we're going to prove that by some miracle, it works. So let's begin. Right. We're building a clapped vessel. You cannot say no. Now, this game heavily discourages starting from scratch with building ships, because there are so many components that a ship needs that you'll just be filled with error messages. So our first objective is to delete everything on a ship. This is the most cursed I've built so far, the Skoda Supreme. It looks like a mixture between a space ducky and actually not too bad. But the problem is, the AI has to generate the interiors, which means that how you navigate the inside depends on whether or not the game can make sense of what you've built. When you build a ship this big, it just can't. So there are ladders up, then you've got to take ladders down. Getting to the cockpit on this is a total rigmarole. So this is probably the best one to start with, because it looks like it's got the least parts that I'll need to delete. So with no ship whatsoever, I've only got 8 errors. Right, I suppose this is where I'm going to be doing most of my best work. I think the best place to start would be with a hab of some description. Right, let's start simple, shall we? This is going to be absolutely piss, but as you can see, I've got gears and I think it's coming together. I'm ready for my first space adventure. This will be the captain's quarters. It's right by the entrance. Yes, right, I've done it. I've created ship. I do suspect anybody who's ever attended a Church of England primary school probably knows where I'm going with this one. I need to find somewhere for the fuel tank to go that isn't obstructive. It can go down there. That's the fuel tank sorted. So it's already too tall, so I have to make it a bit shorter. This is not what I had in mind when I was thinking Second Coming of Christ. What could possibly go wrong? Let's go. It's just so bad. I have one error. It's missing a docker. Right, I've got 5 warnings, but technically it flies. So I suppose I should give it some weapons. Look at the mobility on this thing. It's got a jump range of 30 light years. It carries 3 crew, but its mobility is through the floorboards. The mobility is still dreadful, but the mass isn't actually that bad. It's literally just a crucifix. I don't know what statement this vessel is making, but it's making one of them. Right, if you saw this flying towards you, you would have questions, wouldn't you? The worst part is, from some angles, it looks like an esoteric sex toy. Now it half sets itself on fire when it flies. We need to give it some windows, just to elevate the chances of you being seen flying it. I can make these pink too. I can't believe that didn't take me longer than, well, it did. I've got 30 light year jump range, mobility of 100, the mass is a bit crap, don't worry about that. Really is not that good looking at all. The reactor's sort of like power levels are a bit wank. But the good news is, you don't have to worry about any of that because I have fixed spacefaring. So we go in here, we rename the ship. This is the Second Coming of Christ. What's it doing down there? Oh! I like how the colour contrasts against the lighting, but everything about this is just horrible. The engine fires straight into the fuel tank. I'm sure that won't cause any problems. It's unlikely to be running on regular unleaded, is it? Okay, so this is the ground floor of the Second Coming. There's the dock. Is this a toilet? Oh, that's nice. And there's a big bed where I can have sleep in front of everyone. I like how there's pink bits, that's nice. And as you can see, every single level here is completely redundant. There's going to be nothing on any of them. Then we have this pointless room. I wonder what's on this floor. Ah, yes, more storage. We've only got so much of this ladder to go. I'm imagining the most expensive thing in this ship is the ladder. Right, after 3 years of climbing, we finally made it to the top of the vessel. Here we are. Oh, this is nice. Might be a strong word for it. As you can see, it's nighttime. It was still daylight when I entered this vessel. Let's go to space. I'm ready. It's a bit wonky. It lights up! Utter dilapidated state of this monstrosity. This is not a vessel you could take pirating because it's too recognisably mangled. The engines light it up in its fluorescent pink. On board it looks kind of agreeable. Let's watch it jump into space, eh? I was expecting a more reactive jump than that, but hey. Here we go. Jesus is about to enter hyperspace. My pink crucifix-shaped brick is being attacked by pirates. Come here, pirate! I can't imagine this thing being nimble in an asteroid field. That asteroid is just having a spin. Watch it go. Yeah, this is not a good ship. It may look terrible, but I guarantee you it's worse. Yes, let's go. It's definitely not the most cursed ship in the land, is it? Definitely not the nicest to look at, but I could make cursed-er, if that makes sense.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked.
You think that's what needs to be addressed here, pal? So these are some ships I've made before. This is the Far Pisser. I could probably turn this into like a giant brick. This is the Not a Pirate ship from my other video. This is the Skoda Supreme. This is probably in a modifiable position. This is Steak and Chips. This is my main ship. I kind of like that one not looking too mangled, if that makes sense. So this is the one that I don't curse. Everything else is fair game. Now, there's a theory I want to put to the test here. You see, the theory goes that if you hollow out the center of mass, if you will, enemies will just shoot into the hole, as opposed to, you know, hitting anything. That's how the AI is supposedly wired. So I'm just going to try my best with that one, see if I can get it to do it. This is going to be one heck of a ship to navigate. I need to make sure it's all the same colour. If you licked it, do you reckon it would taste like mint? Right, okay, this is not... If the game lets me do it, I will do it. What's the error? Docker modules need to be on outside of the ship. Right, so I guess I can't have that there then. That needs to go down to like there, doesn't it? What's the error now? Ship has unattached modules. I don't know what that is, but I can slap it there if that's what you want. Right, so what I've got here is I've got a cockpit that only sees the ship. From that cockpit, you're not going to be seeing very much. I guess what I've gone for here is from the top, stupid. From the back, stupid. From the side, stupid. From the bottom, stupid. And from the front, stupid. And the mobility's great. The crew level is great. It's got good armor, and it's got good shields, and it carries some cargo. But what it doesn't do is jump very far. This is fucked. There's no other word for it. This is fucked. I'm already filled with this deep sense of regret over this one. This is exactly why the game lets you skip the interior and go straight to the cockpit, isn't it? Well, let's have an explore, shall we? Through the door. I don't actually know which direction is which on this. I presume there's nothing in this chamber of note, so I'm going up to the top one. Right, there's no exit this side. There is one there, and there's one there. So there's another ladder. I'm going to take that as a good sign. We are heading in the right direction to find the cockpit. So we're now climbing up one of the arms, I suppose. One of the struts. Nothing in any of these rooms is going to be of value. Why are you getting off the ladder, you fool? This has led me to a dead end. It doesn't think to connect the floors where it can. Although I actually don't know how it would here, but it hasn't. Ah! Right, I've broken my legs now. Fractured limb gained. That's nice. Which limb have I fractured? I get to about this floor and the game just doesn't want to traverse further up the ladder. It just wants to keep putting me on the ladder and then having me come off it again. I missed this bit. Right, here we go. Right, I see what I've done. This is what we'll be able to see. Nothing. Imagine, right, you're just chilling, and then you see that fly over your head. This is what you could see! Your own ship and nothing else! But at least it has plenty of power. Would you look at that? Loads of power. Bags of power, but no visibility. Hello, ship, I can just about see you over myself. If I crash into anyone, you'll have to understand it's poor ship design that's done it. Here we go. Space travel. You know, if this was reality, this would be a rigmarole to operate, because you can't just jump to third person in real life, can you? This is making me feel sick. I guess you could sort of vote for which one you think you hate the most. Which one is the most universally hated out of these terrible designs that I've come up with. And this one wasn't even like my idea to begin with. I have to put it through a proper combat test, remember, before we actually see if it's worthwhile, because I remember seeing like there was I don't know, a few articles about a guy who made like a corridor just from one end to another, so it snaked along. It made perfect sense, and it created this massive hollow-like space in the middle. So theoretically, every single enemy vessel would miss. And I can't find any battle, but that might just be because I can't see past the rest of my ship. Go through the hole! I am a hole! I am a flying hole! Bollocks! You can tell I'm not forklift certified. They look like they're pebbles from a mile away, and then you get nice and close, and then you're like, that's not a pebble. It's a space station. Yep, that experiment's a colossal failure. I appear to have stumbled upon a school teacher in space. It's immortal. Apparently there are children on board, so I can't blow it up. So I get to find the one ship in space that cannot be attacked under any circumstances. I'm not entirely sure what's going on up here. That's unusual. Right, where are the angry space vessels? What are you? I suppose we could use it to elaborate the point, couldn't we? I can already see one battle design flaw coming into focus. Right, it doesn't work. They still hit the ship. I think I need to get rid of some more weight. To be fair, most of the shots are going through, so it does sort of work, but they are hitting sometimes. So it clearly doesn't work enough. If I start rotating, will he get very confused? I'm quite happy with this theory being functional. Yay. Everyone's angry with me now. That's disappointing.
Why are you acting like this? Ow!
You flat out murdered someone. I did not sign up for that.
What is that? That looks like something I would make. But that's stock. Why is that a thing? What benefit does it provide? I'm sorry, this video has been a complete waste of your time trying to make the most cursed vessel in Starfield, and Starfield has done it for us. It looks like it's carrying a stack of pizza boxes. Okay, so that's supposedly an entrance. It isn't one, though. Okay. Right, what's happened there, then? How come I can't actually get aboard my own ship? So immediately we've got to navigate around that ladder, and now I've phased through a wall. Why are there random obstructions inside the ship? Like, you go from inside, you go up a ladder into a room that has a wall. This is actually making it really hard to navigate. How are you in there? How did you get in there? The fuck? Right then. That, I've fallen through the world. There we go. The engines give it more... For some reason you do this, and you lose a crew member. What's the crew member doing? Sitting in the engine? This isn't even the second coming anymore. This is the third coming. He skipped one. You know what this place needs? It needs a window. Oh my god. Why is the last one still there? Okay, the rear of this ship looks rather phallic. With arms. It looks like a person. Like a really badly drawn baby with a long neck and a head that isn't very wide. If you've enjoyed this chapter of me being a fucking fool, then like the video, I guess. Otherwise, be sure to go to the comment section and let me know which ship you like best. The Second Coming, the Third Coming, or Fucked. See you soon. Thanks for watching.